Purchase a home, especially for first-time home buyers, is not always the best idea. If you're a couple living together or married and you're not planning to have kids, it doesn't make sense for you to purchase a home, to purchase a house. Why? Because the expenses of maintenance going to be way higher, and it won't pay back the investment that you're doing. When you purchase a home, it's not only the mortgage payment that you have to look for. You always have to be saving. You're always gonna have to be saving toward roof, toward repairs, toward plumbing, toward new floors, toward new painting, to do the maintenance of the house. And that means you're gonna have to save around $1,800 per every $100,000 that the house costs you. So if you buy a middle price home in LA around $850, $820, you're gonna have to save around $10,000, $12,000 to have just in case you need something to be fixed around the house. Yearly, you have to do maintenance, and those maintenance costs. And if you don't do it, the house sooner or later gonna deteriorate. And if you don't take care of the house, if you want to sell it later on, the value won't be there because the house is gonna be deteriorated. So if you're not planning to have kids, if you're just a couple, or if you're just by yourself, buy a house doesn't make sense if you want to live only by yourself there. When for the first-time home buyers who doesn't have kids, buy a property makes sense is when you can get money out of the property. Let's say you buy a house with 2 or 3 bedrooms and you decide to rent 1 or 2 bedrooms to friends and you get some money to help you with your mortgage. Let's say you're a single person and you decide to buy a very inexpensive studio to start with, a very expensive studio, especially if you're first-time home buyers. You decide to start with a very inexpensive studio where to rent it gonna be, the mortgage of renting gonna be kind of similar to pay the studio. Or if you buy a 2 bedrooms apartment and you decide to rent one of the bedrooms to your best friend. In that case, for first-time home buyers, makes sense to buy a house if you're not planning to have kids. But if you're a couple and you're not planning to have kids and you still want to keep living and doing other things, will be better to buy a property for investment and let somebody pay for the property instead of buying a house for living. So you can rent a property and live and let somebody else take care of the entire expenses, and invest on property, but for rentals, not for living, because